kill the demon, lay him to rest. Use all your muscle and put a knife in his chest.
Hey everyone, Joan Scannell here with ChrissyMTarot, and we're coming to you to talk about the October Tarotscope, or we should say the Libra Tarot
season,
yes.
Right?
We're combining the two together with our combined reading. I pulled some cards, Chrissy pulled some cards, and we got a message for the month that kind of talks about focusing on the things we want. So this month, in October and during Libra season, we are going to be putting our efforts on what we want to create in our lives. We're going to be going forward in a positive way. It's going to be very productive. But at the same time, we're going to be having some visit from our shadow sides, our shadow self, not giving into them, but acknowledging them. If anything, kind of using them as a way to embolden ourselves, become stronger, and get to where it is we want to go. It starts off with our Nine of Pentacles. We have our Nine of Pentacles right here. That's our general atmosphere. A great card for our general atmosphere. Nine of Pentacles tells us that for general atmosphere, we're going to be focusing on what it is we're trying to build. We have this lady by herself building her own garden. There's a little bit of a selfish energy with this woman. It doesn't mean that you're turning your backs on others. It doesn't mean that you're being unfair to others. What it means is you kind of have put yourself on the back burner for a while, put your dreams on the back burner, your desires on the back burner, and you're kind of saying, you know what? It's time for me to figure out where I'm going, what I'm doing, and trying to create the things that I want. I think this is going to have some really positive implications in the way of business, finance, work, and also your passions. That said, we'll have the shadow whirling around us, trying to mess with our heads, because that's what the shadow does.
So Joan pulled all the positives, and I pulled all the shadows.
Oh, shocking.
Go figure. Okay, so to compliment or not compliment,
complicate, whatever, what are those words?
The Nine of Pentacles, I pulled the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords is just a tricky card altogether. I hate seeing it no matter what. I hate trying to interpret it. I hate reading it. I hate seeing it. This is about, I believe for this particular spread, we're talking about self-sabotage. We're talking about lacking self-confidence and sabotaging yourself from actually moving forward with that garden that you planted in the Nine of Pentacles.
Not believing it. And part of the reason why we've been hesitating to plant this is because we haven't really had the faith in ourselves.
Yeah, so that may have slowed the whole process right up. Like your own self-sabotaging behaviors may have slowed this whole process up. This could also be a warning. This is usually a caution card. Any way you want to read it, it's a caution card. That may indicate that maybe there are some people around you as well that have a different agenda than you do. So there may be some jealousy or some underminedness about this card too. So just caution with the people that you're keeping in your circle. And
because they might be pouring Roundup on your garden when you're not paying attention, and even when you are.
Or they might be picking the goods and running away with them.
That's it. Leaving you with the weeds. Go ahead.
So it's just a reminder to not do that. So you can
not allow it.
Right. So you can allow this abundance to flow in and to do things that are in your best interest at this point.
Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Actually believe that it's going to happen. And that leads us to why things are improving. So we have this garden that you're starting to build. And the reason why it's happening is because we've chosen to embrace the energy, the positive energy of the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a card that tells us we're looking at things from different perspectives, that we're having a little bit of faith, that we are going around and gotta have faith. We're looking at things from the point of view that perhaps we haven't looked before. Not trying to control things. And trust me, rumor has it I can be a control freak. whatever, right? This is basically saying I'm giving up the control. I'm not controlling things anymore. I'm going to have faith that everything works out. I'm going to trust in divine beings. I'm going to trust in the energy of the universe and know that the angels and the powers that be are on my side. You freak.
So this is the next shadow card that I pulled.
It could undermine this.
It's actually the most positive one that I pulled out of all the
it's not a bad card. Yep.
Is the Knight of Pentacles. So that, if you have to find a shadow side to the Knight of Pentacles, I guess it would just be that you have to be patient because he's a very slow-moving energy. This is just going with the flow, getting through your day-to-day,
doing your obligations, following your obligations. And it may mean that your obligations might be almost feeling like they're either undermining you or not working with you.
In the way.
Or in the way, right. Or the things that you thought were obligations just are kind of just are challenging at this point. They're hard to actually honor your obligations.
God, this resonates so much. This is, and this could be your day job.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. It could be the things that make you feel like part of who you are. And you have to look at it from a different perspective. How am I going to honor my obligations and still make them work?
Make them work.
Make them flow.
And this is like sticking with it, though.
Yes.
This guy will...
Tenacity.
Right. He'll stick it out to the very end.
Yep. Not giving up.
So, very good. That's perfect advice.
Yep.
Don't give up.
Right. And the positive is that in the environment around us, the universe is going to be offering us opportunities because it has the 8 of Wands in our environment. 8 of Wands is a card of motion. 8 of Wands is a card of opportunity. 8 of Wands is a card that says we're going to make things happen. We're going to put things in your path for you. The challenge is, are you going to be able to recognize them, and will you have the courage to actually follow through with them?
Because the shadow side is the Hanged Man here. So, even though these opportunities are flowing in and coming at you, there still is energy of feeling stuck. And that's only because you need to change your perspective about what an opportunity really is. Or maybe see opportunities where there weren't any before.
When these opportunities come, will you have the faith to make them happen?
It's about seeing things differently. So what you may have not considered an option a month ago might look like an option now.
Right. And remember, that was the why in my spread. You're choosing to see them. But when it comes to the actual opportunities, they may not come wrapped with a big bow. You might actually have to kind of say, hey, I didn't consider that. They're not going to be glitzy. They're going to be things that perhaps maybe in the day-to-day life you might have missed.
Yeah, so you may have passed up before because you didn't think it was an opportunity. But now, because of the circumstances around you, you might think differently about that.
Right. Okay. In our 4th position, we have advice. So our advice on all this, what the universe wants us to keep in mind, are actually kind of similar cards. We have our 9 of Wands, and we have our Hermit. This is the actual message. The Hermit is the shadow. They're both 9s. 9s are cards about detachment, release, and letting go of things that aren't working for you. But I feel it's also completing a cycle, which ties in with our recent Saturn going direct, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this card says basically that we need to guard the things that we've built so far, guard the things and protect the things that we're trying to manifest, and basically accept help from people who are willing to accept it, and unfortunately release the people or put them in a safe zone if they're not willing to help us.
Healthy boundaries.
Healthy boundaries.
Healthy boundaries. And also maybe learning from the past. And then looking to the light, finding things, finding truth, and finding, I think, really looking towards your true self, your authenticity, and the things that matter the most.
And this one in your spread actually shines on the Hanged Man. He actually puts
he did.
his light.
When I have these in order correctly, it really did. Oh, yes, that was the message that I was trying to say, too. Oh, my
There you
God,
go.
I'm flubbing this up.
You're doing
Oh,
great.
wait, I'm awake now. The 5-hour energy just kicked in. When the cards were laid out on the table, this is how they came up. So this hangman hermit is actually illuminating the hangman, which in a traditional card set, the hangman's head is illuminated. So this is all about changing perspective and looking at things differently. Seeing them in a way maybe you never did before.
Right. And that leads us to kind of our final message or the theme, which is actually, again, another very positive card. It's the Six of Pentacles. Our spread began with the Nine of Pentacles and it ended with the Six of Pentacles. Really, really nice omens for us in areas of finance. But I feel like there's a bigger spiritual message here. This is a message that tells us that we are moving to a point where we're going to be spiritually generous. We're going to have comfort being kind of who we are, taking the lessons that we've learned from the past, that's that Nine of Wands, taking those lessons and confidently moving forward, building that new garden. We've been giving to others. Now we're kind of saying, you know what, I'll still give to others, but at the same time, I'm going to also give to myself and take this generosity that I have and share it with myself and share it with others. In terms of money, I feel like it is telling you, by the way, don't spend it foolishly. You need to save it this month because the universe is going to be helping you out financially. So you're not spending the money in casinos. You're not spending it on alcohol. And you're not spending it on loose women or men. We're not loose women. We're not loose men either. But you're not spending it on loose situations. Basically, what does the devil tell us? Because this is the shadow that's going to be undermining that Six of Pentacles, that spiritual generosity. What is the biggest threat to our spiritual generosity?
Ourselves. Our shadow selves. And our negative way of thinking and maybe some fear energy. And this is all about release and not holding on to these old patterns that just haven't worked. So that also brings us to, I posted today about Saturn going direct after being in after a period of being in retrograde.
April.
Yes, and this is all about like severing karmic ties, connections, ways of thinking, ways of being. And it's about really, I think we're in such a big time period now with such big change. With these two cards, I was thinking as we were talking too, like the veil is thinning. The veil is so thinning.
Especially this time of year it is anyway.
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
And that brings us back to Libra season. Libra is all about balance. It's about embracing our light, but also acknowledging our darkness. We're not giving it a lot of we're not giving it a lot of credence or a lot of energy. We're basically saying, you know what? We're getting in the car, we're putting in our seatbelts, we're going where we want to go, we're following our dreams, and you know what? Demons, get your ass in the back seat, shut up, we're going for a ride, we're not stopping till we get where we're going, and you're just going to have to deal with it. That's pretty much the message.
I love it. Yeah, buckle up.
Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going whether you like it or not. So, that's your message for October and for Libra season.
Yes.
Basically, we're heading to very positive directions of where it is we want to go. We're acknowledging our demons. We're acknowledging perhaps that they undermined us in the past.
As we continue to let go of the things that have been holding us back.
But they're not going to undermine us in the future. If you like what you heard, please visit us. I'm at www.joanscannell.com.
www.ChrissyMTarot.com.
Right, and you can also find us at the Magic Moon. We read there. That's in Saratoga, New York, on Philo Street. I'm there Saturdays from 1 to 6, and Chrissy?
I'm there Tuesday from, when am I there?
I don't know.
Let me have more of this.
Her demons.
2 to 7:30.
2 to 7:30.
Tuesday, 2 to 7:30.
Right, you can call the store and make an appointment with us. So,
Okay, great. So I'm sure we'll do this again very soon. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Bye-bye, everyone.
Kill the demon, lay him to rest. Use all your muscle and put a knife in his chest. And if he twitches and he still ain't dead, pull back the covers and cut off his head. There comes a time